Good morning.
Hey Maya, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Blair?
Good.
This Saturday morning, we're coming to you with Blair Laudermil. She is a Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation's loan officer, and she is our good friend in CK Select Real Estate. She's often helping our clients to get pre-approved and get different kind of loans. Today, our aim will be in this info session for the first-time home buyers. And I'm Maia Smith. I'm a realtor and broker at CK Select Real Estate. And Blair gonna walk us through a couple of questions probably first-time home buyers have, because it's a big process. It's exciting, but has a couple of kind of heavy lifting steps you have to do. So can you please start, Blair, with introducing yourself exactly? Maybe I missed something. How many years you've been doing this, or something you need to add your credentials? And then our first question will be, where the first-time home buyer has to start?
Okay. Yep. So I'm Blair Laudermil, and I work for the mouthful Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. A lot of people shorten it as Fairway. We're one of the top lenders in the country. Me, myself personally, I've been in the business since I was 19, and I am actually in the top 1% of the country, according to the Scotsman Guide. So I see a fair share of loans. So I kind of know the ins and outs of the game, and I love to help first-time home buyers because it's a really, really exciting time for you guys. And like Maya mentioned already, there are a few moving pieces, so it's really good to have someone that's experienced to be able to walk you through the process, like Maya and myself. So do you want to kind of, Maya, go over some of like the different loan products?
Let me ask you this. When I receive call from a first-time home buyer, it's usually, oh, I've been driving by I saw your sign, how much is this house? Can we go look at it? And of course, my first question will be, market is so fast moving right now. Have you been pre-approved? Have you have that pre-approval letter in your hand? And they probably, confusion starts there. So can you please start how they have to start pre-approval process, or maybe they don't even know they are ready to be pre-approved?
Yep. So I always like to recommend for people to get pre-approved first and then look for the house, because I always make the joke of, I personally love Maseratis, but I can't afford a Maserati. So when I drive by a house, I'm going to absolutely love it if it's a house that's probably going to be out of my price point. So the whole point of getting pre-approved is finding out not only what are you qualified for, but also what you're going to feel comfortable in making that payment at. So the pre-approval process is really simple. It's a matter of just filling out an application, and most people do those online these days. And there's actually, you can literally on your phone, you can do it, fill out the application. So super easy to do. And I tell people that kind of gives me the bare bones to get started on everything. It gives me a good outline. And then we like to go a step further, look through all your documentation, and then that way we can know for sure all the different type of programs you qualify, what's going to be the best fit for you on your first loan.
So when what I see in dynamics, as soon as I will recommend that, and it's so simple, as you said, you even guys have an app, and I love that app. So through that app, it's very secure. You can continue uploading all your documents if you need. But as soon as they receive that app or receive the communications, they have to get pre-approved. They kind of get called feeds. Am I ready? What's my credit score supposed to look? What has to be my income? So can you explain today's recommendations on a conventional loan, credit score requirement, FHA loan credit score requirement? And I am not very familiar myself with the government assistance down payment program. And if you will explain that, kind of not in depth, but letting us know what type of loan is that, so that way people will know.
Yeah. So credit score requirement, if you're wanting to utilize any first-time homebuyer programs, which is essentially 100% financing, that's what Maya is talking about on assistance, you really need to have a credit score above 640. Now, I will say whatever you see on Credit Karma is normally going to be about 20 to 40 points higher. So if you're seeing a 680 credit score, you probably are in that 640 range. Now on conventional, it's a little bit different. Technically, the requirement is a 620, but I'll be honest with my experience, that's not what will qualify for a conventional loan. That takes a lot of other things, what we call compensating factors, to make a credit score like that work. And we can go into that in detail in another video. We'll describe that too as well. But typically a good sweet spot for conventional is going to be about a 680 to a 700 is probably going to be your best bet there.
Okay.
And then FHA by itself, if you don't do any down payment assistance, is going to be a 600 credit score.
But FHA will require 3.5% down payment?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. 100%, it's a government assistance down payment program.
Mm-hmm.
And then conventional, how much down payment is the minimum and required maximum?
Yep, for first-time home buyers, it's 3% down.
Even in conventional?
On conventional.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Yeah. A lot of times people think on conventional that you have to have 20% down, but for first-time home buyers on a conventional loan, you get to do 3% down.
Great. And can we explain what will be an benefit? So it's only the credit score difference in a conventional and FHA.
Right.
What will be a benefit if I'm a first-time home buyer and I will do 3% conventional or 3.5% FHA? Why will you recommend me go that route or this route?
There's a bunch of different things that go into FHA versus conventional. That's why I like to look through all the documentation. You can have on an FHA loan, it's a lot more forgiving. So it's more geared towards first-time home buyers. On a conventional loan, it's going to be a little bit better for someone who has a lot more in savings. Like I said, that superior credit score. There's a couple different things there. It's what we call risk layers is what we look at. So, how much do they have to kind of offset and show that they have a cushion zone, or those compensating factors?
Okay, will be any difference in conventional and FHA payment-wise?
Again, that totally depends. So not necessarily. So if you're talking a really low credit score on conventional, your payment's going to be higher than it would be on FHA, because on conventional, there's a thing in your payment called mortgage insurance. And on FHA, it's a straight factor. It's 0.85%. So it doesn't matter if you have a 740 credit score or you have a 600 credit score. On FHA, you get the same mortgage insurance. Whereas on conventional, it varies from your credit score and it varies from your loan to value. So however much you're putting down. And so if you have a really low credit score on conventional, your payment's going to be much higher than it would be on FHA. And that's how we kind of determine what's better option for you.
Got it. How difficult or what other requirements may be involved in a government assistance 100%? And let's talk about, so VA and military qualify for 0% down payment as well. And do they have any extras as a VA and FHA? Oh, I'm sorry, VA and military first-time home buyers?
Yeah, so with VA, you can also combine the down payment assistance with it as well. Okay. So typically on VA loans, you've got 100% financing. You have that regardless. And then also you have on VA, you have your closing costs that you'd be responsible for. But you can combine the down payment assistance with that, and then you don't have any money out of pocket for a VA loan, which is super nice.
Okay, excellent. So this is really good programs and good percentages. And can you please tell what are you seeing like rate-wise? Is it still a great time to move out from that rental and buy your own home?
Yeah, the rates are super, super low. I mean, I'm so happy for people when I look at old client statements. I had someone that refinanced from 5.75 the other day, and we're talking now, we're still in the low threes, and there's some people that are getting in the high 2% range. So you've got really, really, really phenomenal rates. Like historically, they're super low. So it really makes a difference. I had an older gentleman call me the other day, and he was like, Blair, I don't understand why my payment's so low. And he goes, oh, it's because the rate's so low compared to when I bought my house so long ago,
Can you imagine?
and people love it because, qualifying for something, not only can you purchase more by having a lower interest rate, but also comfortability wise, you can feel so much more comfortable with that lower interest rate.
So if I compare, probably that will be interesting for you too, because you see them numbers every day, but in reality, so I helped buy 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, very cute house with a half-acre lot in Concord, one of my clients, and her payment, including insurance and taxes, came out to $980 a month.
It's cheaper than rent.
You can't rent in Concord less than, maybe that house will be $1,600.
Right.
So what sense it makes to give a landlord money every month, don't have no equity in your own property, and don't buy? But we come to that other hiccup, what the first-time homebuyers are afraid a lot. They say, how much documents I have to prepare? I'm so busy. I have kids. So why do they have such a big scare about documents? Just walk us through a little bit to really start the process.
So I like to, I have a phrase for everything since I've been doing this so long, and I like to call it the Noah's Ark list because it's 2 of everything. And the only thing that's individual is yourself, and that's your ID. And that's pretty easy. I think the documents itself is just taking the time to do so. It's 2 years of tax returns, 2 W-2s, 2 pay stubs, 2 bank statements, and your ID. I mean, when you really spit it out, think about it, it took me 15 seconds to say it. It's really not a long list, and just gathering those documents to be able to do it. And even some programs, you don't have to do tax returns, so that minimizes that list a little bit for you. It's just a matter of gathering it. But the thing is that I love, and I'll go back to it, is having it on your phone and being able to take a picture of it. So many people don't have fax machines these days. So going and getting a fax machine, going to Kinko's or FedEx or whatever is difficult. But if you can take the picture on your phone, that makes it that much easier, or if you have them saved on your computer, most people use TurboTax and stuff like that. You can use that. So
yes, and easy. Also, what I love about your company and you particularly, you are local. We can always reach, and you answer. You even show up in the office, and we talk. We email, text. And I'm same, we're local here in Concord. And if somebody wants literally come to the office and help my assistant to fill out, because I had a Russian speaking client, I literally sat there and translate his papers and filled out and sent for him and faxed. So if you guys don't have a fax, don't have a cell phone, don't want to text, don't want to come to the office, we'll do old school. We fill out and fax it and email to Blair.
Yeah.
What I would like to add from my side, many people stepped back in first-time home buying process. I had a couple of clients who got really discouraged and scared because market was so on fire. Right. And for us, I know how much load you guys had, the lenders, but for us, for realtors, it was just a fighting game to write the offers and get offers accepted. But today, me and Kirk in the office, we're joking, toilet paper shopping frenzy and house shopping frenzy kind of calmed down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So prices, I still seeing prices up there, and I don't think they're gonna come down because we are still 2 years short on inventory in a new construction, in apartments and even single family residentials. So when I do a market ranking, like how many houses per Charlotte or per Mecklenburg or Cabarrus every month, I'm kind of seeing steadily, it's just a joke. It's like 350 houses per whole Mecklenburg for a single family when we were in thousands. So prices will still stay like they are. Hopefully interest rates will stay. I mean, we will expect probably, you'll talk about that, what we should expect. But I think it's a good time to get in a house buying, especially with a good team, and be patient. And you know what I want to really add for a house first-time home buyer? It's a commitment. You need to free time, you need to free energy, and you have to be dedicated at least 3 to 6 months, and then you will have your dream home.
Right.
If you don't have time to go look at the houses like on instant, if you don't have time to upload your documents, if you don't have time to communicate with us, it's not happening.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Can you tell us what you think according to the prices, well, not prices, the interest rates will happen?
Yeah, so everybody that I study for the mortgage-backed securities, that's what those interest rates fall under. They're saying that we will have 2 more hikes before 2023. So in all reality, that's 2 more years. I mean, not a huge difference when you think about it in the grand scheme of time, but it is coming. So the rates will start going back up. And to be honest, what people don't normally understand is that everybody is always like, oh, we want the low rates, we want the low rates. But in all reality, you really, in a thriving economy, want those rates to be a little bit higher because that means that your economy is doing well. So that means all of your investment portfolio and everything like that is doing better. And your mortgage may be a little bit higher. It may not be as low as where it is now, but you would know that the rest of everything is looking better. So
in a comparison, let's talk about that. That's interesting. You may be pay, if your interest rates are low and the economy is not doing good, you may paying $50, $60, $100 less monthly payment on a mortgage, but you're paying $200 more on a groceries.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So everything is interconnected, but for a first-time home buyer, I think that's a great time because payments are low, they are not as scary, interest rate is low, and you need a good agent on your side to get that offer accepted.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have anything you need to add?
Well, I would also say, when it comes to what the interest rates means, because people always like to kind of hear that in numbers, is that, every 1%, depending upon, of course, this is dependent upon what price point you're in, that's going to change your payment by probably about $100. So when you're talking sales price, I mean, that's about $20,000, $20,000 to $30,000. So think about how much difference, and you can attest on that even more so, Maya, what does that do for the house that you're looking at? That's a big difference.
Oh my God, this is such a good point. Let me tell you, this is the buyers, doesn't matter, first time, second buy, third time. When you tell them, if you really like this house, do the over asking price 6,000 or do like 6,000 over appraised value, they get so upset. And then say, look at the payment wise, it will not even add the $3, $6,000. So you made a good analogy. So it will be, how much will be, like if you say it's an extra $20,000 for a house, how much more payment it may amount to?
It's about $100 roughly.
And $20,000 gets you, like, let's say $150,000 house, it's not existence anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, we have one listing in my firm, really, Colby has a good tiny house in Salisbury, but add 20,000 on top and you're buying 170, which is listed for 180, and maybe you have a wiggle room. That's already something you can put your family in.
Right.
Yeah. It was really interesting. I hope we will have a links to your app, to my website, when we air up this video on our channels and on our social media. And if they have more questions, they're always welcome.
Yep, for sure. You can always drop the more questions below in the comment section. And I do try to do videos for first-time home buyers of kind of, mortgage vocabulary and stuff like that. So always feel free to reach out either to Maya or myself. If there's a question real estate wise that I can't answer, I'll get you over to her, vice versa. If it's financing, she can always get over to me and we'll walk you through all the process. Okay.
Thank you so much. It was
yes,
really
thank you, Maya. It was a pleasure.
Bye.